This is going to be another busy week. The boys and myself, we're heading up to Edmonton to go check in on the truck rig up at Marcep. We're going to take that body down to paint at LF, and I figured it'd be a good time for a shop update. So while I was gone in Ontario, it looks like they got all the doors on, so why don't we go in and check in with Rob, see what the progress is on this shop.
As you can see, the doors are up, and right now I'm just going ahead and I'm setting these final grades that we have to do. So shooting them in with the laser and then grading them out manually or using the Bobcat if I have to, and hitting it with the compactor. And once that's done, we'll get our rebar mats and our poly and all our good stuff on there, and we'll be ready to pour by the end of May. The electrical's run. We're to our panels on the walls. We're just gonna finish setting our final grade and backfilling this panel wall here. This is gonna be our power room, our MCC room. So then we'll have these wires come up into the wall and mate with their corresponding boxes, and then run our power out from the pole from BC Hydro. So that's what's happening there.
Hey guys, welcome to my office. Well, you know, as CEO at Edison Motors, I know how to take care of business, if you know what I mean. So, you know, everything around here is super heavy duty. That's why actually we use Cashmere UltraLuxe. We got a great Amazon link if you're interested in helping out our media team. Thanks so much for your support. Get the hell out of here.
So I am back here in Edmonton at Marcep. They are doing a whole ton of work on this truck behind me. So why don't we go around, have a look at this thing, and I'll show you the progress. Have a look at the important part on the back. You notice behind the sleeper, we got the headache rack right here. We got those 45-degree louvers that line up with the back window. We have our oversized load sign. It's going to be on a little air cylinder to pop up there. Below that, we have our 40-ton winch right there. Hydraulic tank off to the side. These guys here are your chain hangers. Below that, right in here, those are your two air lines, your electrical lines to connect your trailer. Hook up the fifth wheel on top of that. I'm gonna hop up here and show you. This is the fifth wheel we went with. We went with the dual locking fifth wheel because this is a heavier spec truck. This one I like. This little pin here pops up, allows your fifth wheel to slide in there, pops back in. I call it a logger style. Not sure what you guys would call it. On the back, this is the cool part. This is the Texas bed rig up. This whole thing will lift up here. There is a bunk going on right there. And what that allows is this truck can load itself and carry its own load on the truck. So it can pack a load without even needing a fifth wheel, which makes it a body job or a straight truck. Pretty cool. One of the cool things, we got Brennan back from Triple Flush Radiators. He's gonna be giving us a hand. Now that we got this rat in here to do all the mock-up, the fenders, the hood, the radiator mounts, everything that we need on there, we can now disassemble it and get it off for painting. I'm here with Brennan from Triple Flush Rads, and the rad for the Royal Mechanical truck is now in. Brennan, you are out of where again?
Lloydminster, Alberta.
That's right. So that's actually one of the really cool things. We get a lot of stuff made out of Lloydminster. We get a lot of cab mounts, suspension mount, all of the small parts for a truck are made out of Alberta. Now our radiator assembly is too. So why don't you walk us through some of the features? I really, really like how this rad turned out. You designed and built for us.
My favorite part is the E logo down there that we added into the shroud there, the grill.
That looks, I love how you added that in there.
Absolutely, that was a nice little surprise there.
It was, we didn't know that. That wasn't in the design, you just put it in. I love it.
And then yeah, like Chase has mentioned, the sight glass is another one that's really practical.
I really, really like this. Brendan put a sight glass right on the outside of the coolant reservoir. So when you're walking around the truck in the morning, you can just have a look up and you'll be able to see where your coolant level's at. Don't have to pop the hood, don't have to look at anything. It's just always visible. Anytime you walk around in your truck, you can see whether you got coolant or not. I love that.
Yeah, and I guess another one of my favorite features is that it's 3 socket sizes for the whole radiator. There's no wrenching with little tight spots or nothing.
Yeah, no rib nuts or actual weld nuts on the spot, so they're not gonna strip out. And I love how solidly made it is. Like this is, every little piece of metal is, it all keeps our design ethos.
And fully serviceable. Everything is made for ease of building and taking apart.
So you can take it all apart, strip it down nice and easy, put it all back together. And
absolutely. I can even do it myself, which is saying something.
well, you built it. But that is one of the nice things. It's like, it's easy to service. It's all built right there in Alberta / Saskatchewan. Lloydminster is a weird town. It's directly on the border. Are you in the Alberta, Saskatchewan side?
I live on the Saskatchewan side, but I have my shop on the Alberta.
Okay, there we go. Made in Alberta. It means that most of our future customers are going to be from BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan. That means that when they need to source parts and go right there to Brennan, his shop, be able to source those parts, get them fabbed up, and get people back on their way. I love that. I love this grill. Looks like it's what? They got the Edison logos for the hex?
That must be what they did. I haven't even noticed that really.
Yeah, that's our logo in the hex there.
That's sweet.
For the cab painting and all that, we got it down to LF Truck Center in Fort McLeod. I have seen their work at like the big Let's Go truck shows. They do some really, really nice stuff. So let's go get this stuff unloaded off the trailer, brought inside. We're gonna meet, go over what we gotta do, what we gotta paint. We got all the parts brought in here. We got obviously our radiator that I'm excited to put together, tanks, we got the sleeper, the cab, we got the fenders. We are going gray, and we got about the next 2 weeks or so. Well, Marcep is finishing all that rig up, getting everything on there. They're gonna get it painted. Hopefully you can get that done in about 2-3 weeks. While that's happening, these guys are gonna be painting all of this thing. So all the painting is happening simultaneously, and then we'll bring the two together and hopefully 3 weeks, and then get the truck fired up and ready to go.
I've got our model of the BD mechanical here open in Onshape. We've been just finishing it over the last few weeks, putting the last details here and there together, and it's been pretty awesome to look back at how our CAD has grown from our first couple trucks in Onshape to where we're at now. And what's really awesome is that Onshape has been growing with us. So Onshape actually posts a new update once every 3 weeks or so. Traditional CAD softwares I've used in the past, it's once every year, maybe every few months, but nothing like the way Onshape works. It happens totally in the background. I don't need to download anything. I just come up to my desk one morning, I get a little notification telling me what's new in Onshape, and I don't have to touch a single thing. It's awesome because every few weeks I get new features that can change our design processes in ways I don't even think about. One thing we've talked about a lot here at Edison is how we use 3D scanning. Typically, that's been more focused on taking off-the-shelf parts and putting them into our 3D models by getting accurate CAD of them. But Onshape recently added a new feature called deviation analysis, and that lets us actually take a scan and compare it to a proper CAD model, which kind of works on the opposite end for our manufacturing, where we can take parts and make sure that they're correct. We talked about a few months ago an axle hanger issue, so I'm going to do a quick example of that and show you guys how the deviation analysis tool works. This is one of the axle hangers that we had some manufacturing issues with. Johnny talked about that a few months ago.
Steaks.
Today, I'm gonna show you guys how this awesome new scanner and this new update in Onshape is gonna help us understand that issue that we had so that we can prevent it in the future. This thing is freaking sweet. It is way easier to use than our old scanners. So perfect timing for Onshape to come out with a new scanning focused feature, because you can see on the screen here just how quickly I'm able to create a scan versus our old scanners. It took a scan like this would be an entire ordeal that would take approximately half an hour, versus right now, that's a workable scan in 30 seconds maybe. Once we create a mesh file using our scanner software, it's super easy to upload that into Onshape, as you can see right here. And then on this side, we have our actual CAD file of the part that we had manufactured. Just have to line up the scan with the solid body file. You can see right here. And then using the deviation analysis is super easy. All I have to do is select the surface that I want to measure off of. So in this case, this pin face here, and then to the actual scan itself. And then it'll do the calculation and give us this cool little heat map. So you can see on this side, it's actually not too bad. We only have about 0.5 millimeter of deviation from the bottom of this face to the top here. Not too bad. But then when you pop over to the other side, you can see where we have a serious problem. We have over 2 millimeters of deviation from the bottom here up to the top, which is exactly why that axle did not fit. So we can now use that information to create a better jig in the future and inform our manufacturers about how we need our parts welded. And it's something that I wish we had a few weeks ago, but it's so awesome that Onshape is constantly creating new features that can change our design process and improve our lives as designers. If you want to try out some of these features for yourself, engineers can try out Onshape Professional for free for up to 6 months using the link down in our description.
There we go. We heard it from Rob himself. He is hoping to have the concrete all said and done for the big day on June 6th, which will be our big grand opening day. Everyone's invited, and that is also our high school go-kart challenge. So we're going to use this big shop behind me. That's going to be the pit crew where all the teams can set up in the new Edison shop. And then behind us here, I'm thinking that this is going to be the best area that we can build those tracks. We're going to have the high-speed track, the off-road track, as well as 2 undisclosed events that we aren't telling anyone about yet, and they're going to have to figure that one out on the fly. So it should be a good time. If you want to come out and support it, there are tickets on the website. They're $10. We use that money to help fund the project in future years, as well as we have the tickets so we know how many people are going to be coming and showing up so that we can prepare accordingly for that. So if you can do that, kind of let us know, that would be great. As well, we are offering camping on the site for that day if people want to come in on the Friday or Saturday. So there is a camping ticket, and we got some parking spots for campers and all that, so it should be a good day. I am really looking forward to getting this new shop concrete done, building a go-kart track, and having the kids show up for the big opening day.